guys, so today we're going to be discussing Sister Wives, and of course I have Letitia here with me as always. We're going to jump into that very shortly, but before we do, I do have one very quick announcement that I want to announce before we hop into it. So I actually have a special guest with me for the upcoming Golden Bachelor episode, so you should be getting that fairly shortly. And yeah, I did meet this person on Podmatch, which is, again, I haven't mentioned Podmatch very briefly. Well, not briefly. It gets mentioned probably in the top of every episode or regular episodes. And yeah, so we'll be meeting with her for the Golden Bachelor. We had a lot of fun with that. And yeah, so you can look forward to that. But enough on top of the episode. We're going to jump into Sister Wives with Letitia right now. Sister Wives. First of all, I want to say these people need to stop saying amiable, I think is what they're saying, when they are trying to say amicable. It is driving me nuts. It's amicable. You illiterates. Like, I don't understand. Anyway, there's not there is a lot to say. So hopefully I remember everything, even though I'm recording this literally 2 hours after I watched it, but multitasking. So I guess first thing that I can talk about that we're not really going to address too much is everything kind of going on with Meri, at the B&B and the construction and all that. Don't care. Happy for her, but don't care. And also not going to really touch much on the Easter stuff either. But it's interesting to kind of hear them say that they see Easter, or at least some of them saw Easter as a pagan holiday, but I get it. Because it's more or less about the actual reason for Easter than it is about the spending and stuff like that. But what is interesting, however, is the fact that Robin is the reason that everyone celebrates Easter now. Because why? Well, because we celebrate Easter in my family. So why wouldn't we celebrate Easter here? And I do understand that, you take on new traditions when a new wife comes in because now they're part of family. That's great. But here's yet another example of how everything changed when Robin came in. This is another fucking example. First it's the earrings, now it's Easter, and it's absolutely ridiculous to me. So it's kind of really actually no, there's more that I'm going to say. The fact that Robin wants Meri to be there so badly in this loveless marriage for her, basically, when you don't even invite her to attend Easter when she's there in Flagstaff. So what is the point of Meri being in this loveless plural marriage when there's no benefit of her being in it? Just generally speaking, what is the point? And you can tell too, even though she doesn't celebrate Easter and never has and it doesn't make or break anything for her. But the fact that you know someone is celebrating Easter and then you don't like include them in family things, it's bullshit to me. That is so fucking bullshit. So, yeah, anyway, so then with, where are we at now? I'm just trying to remember everything as I'm going along here, but I mean, I know there was like Janelle, Christine, and her kids doing Easter, I think in Utah. I don't really recall much there, except for the fact that we are already planning what Thanksgiving is going to look like when we're in April. And Thanksgiving's out till November. But hey, who am I? But they're already planning that. And Janelle was like, well, I don't have any intention of being together with Cody during holidays anymore. Like I don't see that being a possibility anymore. So then, Janelle, why are you then staying in this relationship? Or not just, and I'll get to more of that in a minute, but I just don't understand why you're in this when you clearly don't want to be in this. And you've made that very fucking clear they don't want to be in this. So then the only thing that I'm actually going to talk about here, though, before we jump into something else, is I love how Garrison kind of said, listen, I thought about it for a minute. That our house could be a neutral spot. So that's clearly something that not only Garrison was thinking, but was clearly discussed between him, Gwen, and Gabe, because they all live together. So he clearly had this thought of this could be a neutral spot for everybody. So maybe we can do holidays at our house. For now, maybe, until everything can be rectified or whatever, it could be a neutral place for everybody. And he goes to his father when he hasn't even had a conversation with his father. As far as we know, hasn't had a real conversation with him since the conversation that we all saw, which would have been like 2 seasons ago. And what does Cody say, which he expected him to say anyways, but what does Cody say? I have a house. They can come to my house. I'm not going to their house. So Cody, are you really trying to tell me that not one time have you stepped foot inside your child's home? You piece of fucking shit. And this is just again, this key narcissistic trait, because you need to be in an environment that you can control. You say, well, I have a loyal wife here, so you guys can come here where I feel safe in my environment and I have a family that's going to back me up against you. That's basically all it comes down to. And just to skip ahead a little bit here, Robin says the exact same thing. Maybe a little differently, but she says the exact same thing. So you're both fucking narcissists in your own way. And like, she's more cunning about it, where he's in your fucking face about it. But it's like you're both narcissists and you both have to be like, well, this is my safe space. So I'm going to stay here because at least then the one or the other can protect me. And then my minions, aka the children, will also protect me. You guys are fucking pathetic when it comes down to it. I've got more, but y'all pathetic. And, Yeah, so there's not really much to say when it comes to like the kids going to see Mary and oh yeah, like Aurora and like her children. Um, like respect Mary because she divorced Cody for him to adopt them, blah blah blah. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. And I also know, I mean, great for Aurora that she found some man, but I really don't care because I just think good for you if you want to be old school and all of this. But again, I feel like you're doing that because you've been brainwashed. 20-year-old, do you know who is Minnie Goody Miss Two Shoes? Because I sure as hell wasn't. Like, you know what I mean? Everyone has their path, but I just feel like it's just another thing. Um, so yeah. And then kind of going back to the conversation now between Janelle and Christine, you know, Christine is just like, and I hear this from one aspect because I feel like if I have a friend who is going through a relationship that is, to me, clearly isn't serving them, you would defend your friend and want the best for them. However, I think Christine also misses a key point of being someone's friend, which is allowing them to make the decision for themselves. If for whatever fucking reason that is mind-boggling to me, that Janelle wants to stay in this whenever way that she sees fit, staying in this relationship with Cody, then allow her to do that. This is her journey to go through, just like you went through your journey. You can tell her to pick up and leave Flagstaff all you want, but at the end of the day, it is not your decision to make. It is her decision to make. And respect it, and respect the boundaries of it, and stop putting your narrative into the mix because you want your friend back or something. Like, this is weird to me. And the thing that I thought was funny was her kind of just giggling hysterically about the comment that Robin had made about, you know, you don't move on until you have been with another man. And Christine thinks that's utter bullshit, and that's not true. That there are obviously steps that need to be taken within the church for you to do that, which I think, fuck the patriarchy, because it sounds very much like a bunch of old men wanting to control women in their bodies and their thoughts and their mind, and fuck it. That's not for me. But anyways, it's also not for Christine, so whatever. But here's what I'm going to say though, Christine, that's confusing to me because you say that it's not true and whatever. Robin has said it, so I get maybe why you think it's not true, but then Janelle has said the same thing. So is it true or is it not true? Because then you're now saying that Janelle a liar. You know what I mean? Anyway, so the thing that I am confused by though, and I have to agree with Christine here, is that Janelle says that she felt like he was a friend at this date. They haven't spoken to each other now in 2 weeks. She didn't want him in her home. That's her right. She didn't want him in her home. She just wanted him to drop her off and leave. And that is her right again. Just because you are married to a man does not give him the automatic right to be with you if you don't want him to be with you in that way. It's not a right, it's a privilege. But Christine then takes that and says, like, why then are you still in this? And I have to agree with her. why are you still in this? Because I feel like if it gets to a point for me, if I don't want my man around me, you know, I see him as a friend. I don't want him staying over for the night or being intimate with me. That's no longer a relationship. He's no longer serving me in the way that he should be. You know what I mean? Yes, like your partner should be your friend, but that should not be the only aspect of a relationship. That's just like half of the battle. But you should still want to. I'm gonna put it all out there. You just don't want to get naked with him. And I would not want to with Cody, but that's me. But I'm just like, the fact that you don't want to get naked with your husband or have him come over and spend the night with you, even if it's to not be intimate, and you see this person as your friend, I'm seeing two different things at the same time, because I feel like while watching you on that date, you were getting a schoolgirl. So I'm so confused by all of this. But Christine, and I did find this as well because I'm on Janelle's side with this, was that Christine thinks like, oh, what was me type situation, and I'm perfectly fine. And that's right. There shouldn't be this expectation. Then he takes you out on a date, and then the date should end with sex or something. Like, it doesn't have to be that way. Because again, I go back to my original comment of, just because he's your husband does not give him the right to your body, or your partner or whatever doesn't give him the automatic right to your body. Doesn't work that way. But yeah, it's interesting to see. And it's interesting to see how quickly we're going through this timeline, because we started off in April and now we are, 3 months later in July, and we've moved very quickly in this timeline, which kind of goes to show how fast we're moving here. I mean, we're just now about to find out that in the next show that, that's it, McKelty? Yeah, I think it's McKelty. That's pregnant again, which is not new. I mean, those babies, I should say, are almost a year old now, but yeah, we know about that now, but we're getting there. You know what I mean? And we're getting to that point where we're getting to the end here of it all. But again, we kind of see, and I can't remember if this is like coming up or we saw any of this, but we kind of just see Cody kind of be like, I have the love of my life. And, maybe I was just maintaining my duties as a polygamist husband. Motherfucker, you've now said yet again the quiet part out loud. And again, why is she now, while you're saying this, why is she now the love of your life? Because the rest of your wives left your ass? Because in one hand, you also then say, oh, Janelle and me can rekindle our relationship. She just doesn't want to. Okay. All right. But you just said that Robin is the love of your life. So really? And then it's also very funny to me that Janelle, while talking to Christine, refers to him as a friend with benefits. The day I call my partner, my boyfriend, who I do consider the love of my life, the day I call him and refer to him as friends with benefits is the day that you know that this relationship is over. You know what I mean? And what the fuck is the benefit? Where is the benefit? He hasn't even barely been with you since COVID started. But here's the thing is clearly there was a benefit happening because we do know from Janelle's mouth that previously when they did the tell-all reunion, not reunion because it definitely went all in the same room, but I guess tell-all that they were intimate. They were definitely intimate. I just don't get why. I don't understand why. For what reason? When you're getting absolutely nothing from him. But, yeah. Anyway, I've gone on quite a bit here. But, yeah, I think the only other things that we're going to see next week is Cody telling Meri that she should just move on. And you know, I think that's the one good thing this man has actually done is tell her move on. Because I think she needed to hear it. So I think that's really the one good thing he did. But that's all I have, I think. I talked a lot this time, but yeah. Any thoughts you have?
Okay, mine's probably going to be a little bit short because I don't really have a lot to say about this episode. I found it kind of just rambling. Everyone just rambling, and it's just going in circles. And yeah, I can't do the whole circle nonsense. I'm gonna bypass Meri. We know she's doing her thing right now. This whole Easter nonsense, it's just like, you know, not really celebrated on the resurrection and stuff like that. Okay, cool. No worries. Everyone celebrates Easter differently. It's fine. But the fact that Robin was just like, no, I celebrate Easter with my kids and my family. I'll just go over to my mom's house. Oh, we're all going to celebrate Easter now. We're going to celebrate it because I want Robin to give me a fucking break. Like, it was such an issue for you because you wanted to feel closer to God. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to have that relationship bond, you know, with God. Everyone sees it differently. Everyone has it differently. Personally, I think it's amazing to have a personal relationship with God, someone that you can pray to, speak to, whatever. I'm not going to get into it because my beliefs may be different from everyone else's beliefs. It is what it is. But the fact that you now wanted to celebrate Easter because Robin wanted to celebrate it, it's just like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, that just kind of, that just, it, and then him speaking about how he wanted to take Robin's kids to school. Really? And I'm kind of with Christine on this one, because you had to leave Janelle's house to go to Robin's house to go get her kids ready for school and drop them off. Like, you couldn't help, you know, your wife where you're at now get your kids to ready and go to school, but you want to help your non-biological children. Okay, that makes perfect sense. It makes great sense. Like, oh God. And then you're gonna sit there and talk about, oh, I'm in love with Robin. I am in love with like, are you serious? Like, how selfish and ignorant and disgusting and just so heartless. Like, how? Like, how? How? Like, I just don't understand. And again, kind of going back, like, I understand that Meri had her faults and stuff like that, but she's still a flippin' person. The fact that you lived with this woman for X amount of years, and you guys can't even be like, oh, hi Meri, how are you doing? It doesn't have to be a full blown conversation, but the fact that, you don't even have the decency to say, hey Meri, how are you doing? Are you okay? And at the end of the day, Meri still has a child with the same person that everyone else has a child with. And it's just like, y'all don't seem to understand that, Meri's child is still related and has siblings with all of you. Like, I just don't fucking get it. I don't get it. Oh God. Anyways, the back and forth with Janelle and Christina, I would do another polygamous relationship and it's amicable and it's, oh fuck it. Don't even get me started on the word, Tanika. Don't get me started on the word, because the amount of times I hollered at the TV for that stupid word. Oh God, amicable. I can't. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. She like you. Then you have Christine. That's all about. Oh yes, divorce, divorce, divorce. And then Janelle's like, I don't know. I don't know. No, don't feel sorry for me. But I don't want my marriage. But I'm okay. And I'm okay. But I want my marriage. If things were to work, I would want my marriage. But I don't miss Cody. But if things were to work, I'd want my marriage. Bitch, make up the fucking mind. 1 minute you're in fucking no man's land, the next minute your head's in his crotch. What do you want? Figure it out. That's irritating. Very fucking irritating. Like, I don't know. Like I said, I just want to, this is going to be very short and sweet, because I'm just at the point where I'm just irritated with these people. And I'm very irritated with Cody and his disgusting behavior. Robin, I don't give two cahoots for like her eyebrows and the way how they were just up and down and left, right, and center were just really bothering me. So I wasn't paying attention to half the things that she was saying. Yeah, my biggest issue is right now is with Cody and his disgusting attitude, his disgusting ways, the way how he treats Meri, the way how he treats Janelle, blaming Christine. Oh, a bad sister wife is taking your kids away and da 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 da. And then saying, oh yes, the kids can come to my house. I have a house. Are you serious? These are your kids, man. Like, holy smacks. Yeah. Can you tell I'm irritated with this episode? Because this episode just really irritated the frig out of me. Like, I cannot wait just to see that episode where Meri's like, okay, yeah, fuck it, I'm done. Toodles. Like, I'm just waiting for that episode, because at this point, I'm tired of the back and forth and around like a circle. And we all know when you just keep going in circles and circles, it doesn't stop. That's where I'm at with this one right now. Completely just over it.
Yeah, the amount of times, and I know everyone out there listening to this who watch this show is screaming at their televisions that please stop saying amicable. It's amicable. It's not that difficult. But that is it for Sister Wives for this week. Again, we keep this very informal, but you can get this podcast on any of your favorite podcast apps. You can rate and review us on either Apple Podcasts or Spotify. If you want to connect with us, you can connect with us on Facebook at Reality Tea Times 2. and Instagram and Threads, a Reality Tea ×2 podcast. You can also connect with us with a Discord, which is in our show notes. I don't remember that off by heart, but it will be in the show notes. And again, I think that's pretty much it. That's all I'm going to say. And that's it for now. Bye.